Hello there, I'm Wayne Daniels, corrective exercise specialist. And today I'd like to share a video on stability before strength. Now that's not something in the general populace or in the standardized practices of exercise throughout this country that really gets properly appreciated. Now, common sense prevails and says to us, to build these outer phasic muscles, there needs to be a foundation of the inner muscles. Those inner muscles support the joints, stabilize and balance our body. So therefore, if we start to strengthen without the thought of stabilizing first and learning how to balance and properly coordinate those muscles and integrate them, then we're going to build these muscles, we're going to distort our posture, and we're going to break down, and we're going to create injury. Because if there's no integrity in the system, if it doesn't have a foundation to build from, we're going to have all sorts of postural distortion and faulty movement patterns. The motor programming is not going to be efficient and conducive for progressive development. So therefore, we need to start with stabilizing exercises. Now, depending on where you are within your physiological capacity, when you come to me, which I do an assessment to determine that before we do anything, so I get a map of your body. First thing is, usually many of the clients, we start doing exercises on the floor first. You know, that's where we started from in our infancy. We started on the floor. We started to work where gravity was more in our favor. Because as we stand up on our feet, gravity has a bigger demand. So we start with less demand from a gravitational perspective. And when you're on the floor, obviously, there's a safer aspect to that. So we start to integrate and we start to do certain infant development moves and certain postural exercises that can facilitate the integration and growth of that inner muscle unit, those tonic muscles that support the joints, and tap into our reflexes. When we start to develop, we activate our reflexes, and very much so we can skip and move through those reflexes. Therefore, that leaves us unstable. Then we get on our feet and we grow and we strengthen without the foundation. So therefore, these righting and tilting reflexes and equilibrium responses are vitally important to facilitate and awaken in the body first. And then once we do that, from creating unstable exercises, we get on our feet, we do one-legged things like that, and we balance on boards, and we do exercise on balls. We do all that type of thing, then we're ready to start building these puppies. And then we can do the exercises for the ladies, in a sense, right? The ones that build and contain us and in movement. So now we can move safely. Now those inner unit of muscles are working and stabilizing our body. Common sense to me. You know, but that's where I come from. That's my work. So it's quite unique, and especially the processes that I take you through. Hardly, in my experience, it took me a lot of work over many years to discover this fine work that I share and I guide people through. If you're curious, check out my website and come for a complimentary assessment. I offer anybody to come and do that assessment and reveal and expose you to many parts that potentially can be healed. Thank you for your time. Wayne Daniels. I'd just like to thank you for watching the video, and if it resonates with you, give it a like and maybe subscribe to my channel. I've got some great information coming up, and I'm sure it would captivate you and give you new insights into the world of movement. Thank you. Wayne Daniels.